So we have two very eminent guests with us tonight. One a big winner and the other big loser. Denis Leary, to my left, is the loser, believe it or not. According to his bio, he is a 5-time loser at the Emmy Awards. He recently lost in the category of Best Supporting Actor in a Miniseries or Movie for his role in HBO's Recount. Denis has previously lost 4 times for Best Actor in a Drama and once for Best Writing in a Drama. I wonder if that's some kind of record. It's certainly very impressive. These Emmy nominations emanating from his work on FX's critically acclaimed Rescue Me, which we'll talk about a lot tonight. He's lost a lot of other things, but we'll skip those. Terry Winter, to my right, is the creator, head writer, and executive producer of Boardwalk Empire, which, of course, we all know. Boardwalk Empire has won a number of awards, including the Golden Globe for Best Television Series Drama.
What else have we won?
You've won so many things that I'm going to have to abbreviate it. You have won a Writers Guild of America Award for Best Writing in a New Series. The cast of Boardwalk Empire won the Screen Actors Guild Award. Steve Buscemi won the Screen Actors Guild Award. I don't know if this was planned, but these were the 2 things I received for these gentlemen.
I'm more of a glass half full kind of guy, apparently.
He also, as many of you I'm sure know, he was one of the writers and executive producers of The Sopranos.
So should I just leave now?
I think the answer is you two maybe have to team up for something so that he
Great.
can
Awesome.
sprinkle some pixie dust on you.
Wait a minute. I'm a married man.
And he's currently working on projects with Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Mick Jagger, and a variety
Jesus Christ,
of
what
other...
a show-off. I mean, come on. Now I'm really fed up.
I'm tempted to ask why you've won so many things and why you've lost so many things, but I will save
I
that.
can answer that question.
Let's do it. Let's hear it.
Because, and I'm not kidding, Terrance probably knows this, but I'm a huge Sopranos fan. That was my favorite television show of all time. I thought there were so many great things about it, but I thought Gandolfini and Edie Falco, just to begin with, I just thought those 2 performances and the writing, obviously, I just can't even begin to describe how great I thought they were. And I was so addicted to that show, I only watched it live at 9 o'clock on Sunday nights. Wow. I never watched it on tape. And when I used to, at a certain point, it crossed over, and I was shooting Rescue Me while the show was still on the air. So on Monday morning, when you went to work, you'd have these arguments with people about the episodes, you know.
Right.
And my thing was always like, "Fuck you," you know. Like it's the best show on television. So it's like complaining, like you're really complaining. You're trying to mine where there's just gold all around you. I really thought that was a brilliant show.
Thank you.
I have to say that Boardwalk Empire is extraordinary, and. My wishful thinking is I wish I could come up with shows that were as good as that. So I just think that's the benchmark. I'm not just saying that to blow smoke.
Well,
I really
you did
think,
come up with a terrific show. I mean, obviously.
That's why they win the award.
Thank you.
You know.
Yeah, I feel like a jerk now. Without the mutual, admiration society. Obviously, you did come up with a terrific show. Also, an amazing character. So, right back at you.
All right, the compliment
yes.
portion.
We like each other.
So
we admire each other.
The reason
I
set him up was, if you have all those awards, come on. Just because the thing is, with an Emmy or any major award, even an Oscar, it really is, people forget. If it's in your office, they think you fucking won it.
That's
so if
true.
You give me
it doesn't
one,
matter. You know
I
what?
just
You're
have it on my
absolutely
desk.
right.
You know, remember when I won Best Actor, Tommy Gavin?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly.
2005.
Yeah, right. That was you. Yeah.
You did that funny speech.
Exactly.
They don't remember.
Absolutely.
So Denis, you brought up The Sopranos, and we really are in an incredible moment for anti-heroes on television right now. And I wonder, is it because of Tony Soprano? Does it all stem from that incredible show? Can you guys trace it back further?
Yeah, because if their show, without making too big of a deal out of it, but the truth is that their show succeeding and being as good as it was the key, because that was the breaking point. I mean, I think the audience was, I certainly...
It was the key for audiences, it was the key for networks,
yeah,
it made it easier to sell these shows.
I mean, I think a lot of people were sick of watching what was on television. You know, it wasn't speaking to us, and they were stopping those films like, you know, the mid-range dramas that were meant for adults that cost about $30 or $40 million to make, that really were just hardcore dramas. You know, the Goodfellas of the world, they had stopped making those movies because they weren't making money. So it really was the perfect storm that you guys did that show, and the audience was sitting at home going, wow, it's about time somebody did something with it.
Yeah, really, Perfect Storm is a great way to describe it too. I mean, you had the advent of HBO and pay cable, so you had the ability to tell that story honestly, and you had a network that was respectful enough for the audience to say, we're going to assume that people watching this are smart and can take something that might require a little thought. It's not linear storytelling like you normally get on a network, and it was David's Chase's conviction of wanting to be honest completely, not just, you know, again, it goes so much further than the language and the nudity and the stuff. I mean, just an honest depiction of who this guy is, and even the good sides of a character like that. But you early on in the process, and David's talked about this too. I think it was episode 5 of the series, an episode called College, which is a very pivotal episode of the show. Tony Soprano goes to show his daughter Meadow colleges on a tour of the Northeast. He runs into a guy he knows who's a rat in the witness protection program. And in the script, if you've seen it, Tony strangles the guy with his bare hands with a piano wire. And Chris Albrecht, I believe, read this and said, you cannot have the lead of your TV series kill a guy. The audience is going to like him. And David said, if he doesn't kill the guy, the show's over. Then he's not real. And there's a lot of back and forth, and I think there was negotiating, well, what, can Tony shoot him? And Dave said, no, he's going to strangle him with his hands, and you're going to see it. And everybody was on pins and needles, and that episode was the moment the show took off, because people just were blown away. They went, I've never seen, not only did he kill the guy, then he's in the car with his daughter talking about whether or not she liked the college she just saw, and that was the moment he said, this is real. This is a real show about a real gangster.
What was it like in the writer's room? Because you were really pioneers in many respects with The Sopranos. So were you just looking around at each other thinking like, shit, can we really do this? Or
I would pitch things in the writer's room thinking, all right, there's no way this is ever going to happen, and then we would do it. In season 3, we did an episode where we juxtaposed the problems of Tony's daughter, who was away at Columbia, having problems with her roommate. She, this rich suburban kid, juxtaposed against a 19-year-old stripper in New Jersey who was having real problems because her boyfriend was played by Joe Pantoliano. That wasn't the problem. The problem was his character. And we wanted to do this exploration of these two young women with very different problems. So we needed to come up with a situation that was something horrific happened to Meadow. And she sees something on the street. David was just going, something she sees that's disturbing. And I said, well, I got something that was disturbing. I was on the subway a month ago, and there was a homeless woman with a trash bag, a big hefty bag wrapped around her waist as a skirt. And she got up to get her bags to get off. The skirt fell off, and she had newspaper crumpled up the crack of her ass. And I said, that was kind of disturbing. And he said, great, let's do that. And I said, really? And he said, yeah. And we did it. And not only did we do it, but I'm pretty sure we used the New York Post, which I think at the time had given us a bad review. And we were very specific to make sure that was the thing. But I mean, it's stuff like that. I mean, that's a very minor and crude example, but it was, the type of things, you can really just say, okay, you want real? How about this for reality?
So there's obviously a commercial aspect. We now understand why networks are at least cable networks are buying these shows. I'm interested also if you guys think there's any cultural reasons that we're getting so many great, deeply flawed, borderline evil characters on television right now. TV used to be full of hero doctors and hero cops and hero lawyers, and
I think it has to do with more,